Thumb on the scroll wheel, screen glowing green. You know exactly what track 7 is because you put it there. Today, Spotify serves you chill vibes, generic background noise for a million strangers. You don't know the artist, you won't remember the song. We didn't just swap devices, we killed the ritual. And it all started with a blank disc and a burner. Before you could carry 1,000 songs, you could carry 12. 12 tracks on a CDR. That's it. So you sat there, at your desktop, the whir of the disk drive filling your room, agonizing over what made the cut. Did track 3 flow into track 4? Would you get sick of track 9 by next week? You wrote the playlist on the disc with a Sharpie. Your handwriting, your choices. Let's talk about the power of scarcity. Today you have 100 million songs in your pocket, and I bet you skip half of them. Back then, when you only had room for 12 songs on a burnt CD, every single second mattered. You couldn't just find something else. You were stuck with those 12 tracks for the next month. And that limitation? It made you love the music harder. You didn't skip the deep cuts, you learned them. You sat with the weird bridge in track 4 until you understood it. We treated albums like meals, not like a buffet where you take one bite and throw it away. Scarcity didn't limit us, it made us actually listen. Or you went hunting. Limewire, Kazaa, waiting 45 minutes for a single track to download, praying it wasn't a virus, praying it wasn't Bill Clinton saying, "My fellow Americans." You risked your family computer for In the Club. That's commitment. That's how you knew the music meant something. 2001. Steve Jobs stood on a stage and changed everything. 1,000 songs in your pocket. You got your first iPod. Maybe it was the chunky white brick. Maybe it was the Nano that clipped to your jeans. Didn't matter. What mattered was this: you owned it. Every song on that device, you put there. You dragged it from a folder. You synced it. You organized it into playlists with names like Sad Boy Hours or Pump Up or just New. The scroll wheel became muscle memory. You could navigate your entire library without looking. Eyes closed on the train, thumb on autopilot. There's a massive difference between the shuffle button on an iPod and the shuffle button on Spotify. On your iPod, shuffle was chaotic, but it was honest. It was pulling from a library you built. It was random, but it was yours. On Spotify, shuffle isn't random. It's an algorithm designed for retention. It plays the songs it knows you won't skip to keep your session time up. It feeds you safe choices. We traded the chaos of our own taste for a corporate robot that spoon-feeds us the same 20 tracks because it's afraid we'll close the app. You aren't the DJ anymore. The code is. And when a song ended, silence. A full second of nothing before the next one started. You had time to sit with what you just heard, time to let it finish. Music had white space. It had punctuation. Real quick, if you miss the days when technology had a soul, hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the 2000s. And while you're down there, I want to know, what was the very first album you actually bought with your own money? CD, vinyl, or iTunes credit? Streaming fixed a problem we didn't know we had. You don't need to own it. You don't need to choose it. Just open the app. Let it play. 100 million songs at your fingertips. Infinite access. Zero commitment. And that's exactly what we lost. Music isn't an event anymore. It's wallpaper. It's just the thing that fills the silence while you do something else. Think about it. When was the last time you just sat and listened to an album? No phone, no cleaning, no driving, just listening. We don't do that anymore because we don't value the file. You didn't hunt for it, you didn't pay for it, and you didn't curate it. We've shifted from listeners to consumers. The algorithm doesn't want to challenge you with art. It wants to pacify you with content. And the moment music becomes background noise, it stops being the soundtrack to your life and just becomes audio filler. There's no hunt, no risk, no effort. You didn't spend 3 hours curating a playlist, so you have no attachment to it. You didn't wait for a download, so the song has no weight. You skip after 6 seconds because there's no penalty. There's always another song, another playlist, another Discover Weekly that sounds like every other Discover Weekly. You rent your music now, and when you stop paying, it all disappears. Maybe you still have it somewhere. That old iPod in a drawer, dead battery, cracked screen. But the library's still there, frozen in 2009. The songs you loved before liking something was a metric. You don't miss the inconvenience, you miss the intention. You miss making a playlist for someone and burning it to a disc like it was a love letter. You miss untangling your earbuds and feeling like you had a secret the rest of the bus didn't know about. You miss owning something that couldn't be taken away by a licensing dispute. We traded libraries for access. We traded curation for convenience. We traded identity for infinite scroll. And the saddest part? Most people don't even remember what we gave up. It's not just the music players we're bringing back. There's a whole list of dead technology that's suddenly worth a fortune again because we're desperate to feel something real. If you want to see which specific gadgets Gen Z is paying premium prices for right now, that breakdown is right here. Click to watch.